Ricky here with Breaking Your Barriers on our segment of hanging out with local heroes. And today's local hero is a real special guest. He's a friend of a friend. He's a new friend of mine. And the thing about this man, I'm going to stare it straight up. He has problems with his sight, but that doesn't stop him from chasing his vision. He's got a clear vision no matter what obstacles are in his way. Not only is this man a lyricist, he's a singologist. He's something else. This man, there's no words that can describe him. If I were to give you an intro about who this guy is, it would take up the whole time. Without putting too much emphasis on that, I'm gonna let my man share a little bit about himself. But this guy's amazing. He inspires people. He shares his story, and they're inspired by his story. So I'm not gonna let you guys wait any longer. I'd like to introduce my man, Franco Linares.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the introduction. I appreciate that. Um, I'm glad to be here. I'm excited to be here, and I'm about to tell my people back there to close the window because they're doing construction outside. It's perfect. It's perfect for the intro. That goes to show how nothing in life is perfect, and you got to work with what you got. So, but you got to improvise, and you also got to find your way, find your path, and that's just the way I've been doing it. And, I always had a goal to make music, but coming up in poverty, sometimes you don't know how to get resources or where to, find any help, or sometimes you just not open. Your mind is not open, or you don't have that growth mindset to just ask for help, or what I mean, figure it out. But if you really want it that bad, then you'll figure it out. You'll go get it. But I was gonna say, oh yeah, about my sight. So yeah, I was born with bad eyesight. When I was younger, it was about I could see a little bit, but when I hit 23, I'm 34 now. That's when I had retinal detachments, and I went completely blind. It was super crazy. It was the craziest experience I've been through. But I just plowed through it. That's the word, plowed through it. But also it's my the hunger for wanting to succeed and wanting to do music. So if you have a vision or a passion, I believe that if you're really that gritty or that persistent, then nothing will hold you down unless you get shot and killed. Then that's what I tell the people in the neighborhood. Unless you're killed, unless you're dead, then keep going. As long as you're awake and your mind is awake, then you keep going. Whatever obstacle it is, you find your way around it like water and keep going. Don't
Hey,
ever
brother,
stop.
and that's the reason why you're such an inspiration to be on here. Number one, you don't make any reasons for yourself. Number two, you got that grit, you've got that drive, and you definitely have that internal mindset and vision that makes you fight forward. And the reason why I believe our paths had crossed is because you're going to inspire so many people, not only because of what had happened to you vision wise, but the fact that you don't let anything stop you. And this is why, personally, in my heart, I don't care what any of the family says, you are a local hero, brother, on the internet and worldwide. I say local, but whatever area you're in, you're local. If you're on the internet with millions and millions of people, you local. If they're listening to you, you local, man.
Local hero. I was gonna
Yeah,
switch it up, but when my friend told me I'm gonna be on that, I told her I'm gonna be on the local heroes,
yeah.
and she's like, "You ain't no hero," and I was like, "That's cool. I'm just telling you the name of the podcast." But then I was trying to switch it up, like, nah, it's about a sandwich store in New York. Not a sandwich store, but sandwiches in New York. You know how they call heroes, the
Yeah,
local
yeah, yeah,
heroes.
yeah, yeah.
Trying to switch it up, but now I'm playing. But um I like what you're doing with your podcast, with your show, because I saw the other interviews, and each person has some raw stories, things they've been through. I forgot the gentleman's name on the wheelchair,
Marlon.
and Marlon inspired me. I was like, damn, you think you have it bad, and then you meet somebody that's been through even more even more physical barriers, or not barriers, but physical constraints, or things that just can hold you back. Not that they will, but they can if you let them.
Right.
So he was very inspiring. I'm like, God damn. And because I've been through like 12, 13 eye surgeries, right? Then
Yeah.
I went to do a show at some spot, and then she was telling me about her brother who's been through like 20 eye surgeries. I'm like, God damn, it's
Oh,
always it's
dang.
always it's always something. There's always somebody that's been through worse. And it's just,
Hey, brother, that's just one
it,
way. That's just one way of saying none of us better complain about nothing.
yeah. If you complain, make sure nobody hears you. Just, because when I complain, I do it quietly. I'm like, my shirt ain't, fresh enough for it got a little
Right.
wrinkle, but those are little things.
Hey, brother, I got a question that I'm sure most of the viewers, your viewers and the viewers who are going to be watching this have for you. When you grew up with the eyesight and all that stuff with the challenges, were you were you bullied, and
Uh,
how did you get past any kind of adversity that you went through when you first had this challenge?
got you. So yeah, I was made fun of. I don't. I know bullying is right, physically and emotionally, right?
Yep.
But emotionally, I was just tough. I think we just grew up in the '90s, and there was no, it was a tough, or maybe the neighborhoods we grew up in, we were just always clowning, So it was no, it like, even if somebody called me blind, I remember the one that used to get to me was like, like, oh, you cockeyed, or that one hurt.
Oh, wow,
That
man.
I was hurt. But later on, you're like, well, it's true. You gotta just sink into your truth. Like it's just like, well, your eyes don't work properly, so
Right.
you just once you know your truth, then it's like, well, nobody really can hurt you, because it's like, all right, like even if you do call me blind, you know, and also not when even when it's people, sometimes that word, is like the R word, or I remember back to your boy,
Yeah.
he said he don't like that word, right? The R word. and
Right.
and me, I'm with words, I really don't give him that much power.
Yeah.
But I also respect his point of view. Maybe he's got some sentiments attached to the word, so I also respect that. You got to respect that. But with me, I'm like, nah. I'm open. You can clown me. I don't care. I like clowning because I clown a lot. So in regards to bullying,
Yeah.
I was the one bullying. I
Yeah.
would bully. I was the bully. And also, what helps is that I'm not that small of a guy. Like, I'm a little built, so it's, people ain't really gonna um ain't really gonna mess with me that much. If they are, it's gonna be guys that are like 6'3" or 6'1", and
Right.
so. But even then, they still get clowned back. So I always had humor as a weapon. So that was it. And then rap, it's kind of like just that fast thinking to get them back. They hit you with a jab, and then you hit them with two. So I just always been sharp with my mind. But yeah, I did have to learn it, because sometimes you do feel bad. I hear it when people not even mean it in a negative way. They're like, "Oh, he's, you know,
Right.
just say blind. It's cool. It's just what it is. But but yeah, or in Spanish sometimes it's ciego, and then it's ciego sounds harsh. I'm like, it sounds worse in Spanish, but it's just the attachment to it. But I
Well,
tell my parents, like, soy ciego, I'm blind, and they're like, no soy ciego, like, no, 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 like, I am, like, it's cool. I'm cool with it. you know they
brother,
say you're not.
I love that. I love, like I said, I loved your outlook and the fact that you can laugh at it. That's amazing, man. But what's crazy is what pisses me off is not even when they clown on me, when they say, "Oh, dude, that dude's blind as a bat. Oh man, that dude can't see nothing." I'm okay with that. But when they start feeling pity for me or pity in general for my shortcomings,
Mhm.
that is what pisses me off. I'm thinking, I don't pity myself. Why do you pity me? Has that
Yeah, yeah.
has that ever affected you? Because when you shared about somebody saying, "Oh, he's blind," has that ever gotten to you? Because you're thinking, "Hey, don't feel sorry for me. I don't."
Has it? I don't think it really has. It just makes me like laugh. Like just say it. You know, it's kind of like saying like you're drunk. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like enjoy it. So, but nah, no. I'm trying to think. No, and even girlfriends have never, they never really showed pity. They've just said, keep pushing, go harder. You give up too easy. So I was like, damn, keep going. But yeah, there's definitely challenges, but nah, no
Your girlfriend clown on you, say, "Hey, how do I look?"
pity. My friend said some funny thing like that. He was like, never let a blind guy borrow money because they'll be like, I'll pay you when I see you. So I was like, that's pretty funny.
That straight up gangster, bro.
I'll pay you when I see you. But when I did start feeling pity, it was short, it was brief. It was when I went completely blind,
Yeah,
and then I was like, damn, like I'm not gonna be able to, you know, do anything on my own and blah blah blah.
right.
But then I smoked a little weed. I was cool. I was like, it's just it's a different. Oh, this is I can see through my ears now. Like it just gave me some positivity. It gave me a different perspective on life. So, but I was trying to remember what was I trying to say about the pit. Oh yeah, when so before I was never using a white cane. Now I do use a white cane. But in the first days when I started using the white cane,
Yeah.
I felt bad for myself. I didn't like it. I'm like it felt like ugh, like I don't want to like I just felt bad for myself. I was like, nah, I don't like this. And that's the one time I did feel pity. But then you just get used to it. So just stop caring.
That's friggin' dope, brother. And I was gonna ask you, has there ever been a time when you wanted to give up on your music? Because I know that's heavy with you. Has there?
Yeah, so the reason I became a motivational speaker was because of that was me giving up on my music because I said okay, this music is it's not it's not giving me what I want, so
Mhm.
let me just give up on it and let me get back to school. So I got back to school, and getting back to school was tough. It was hard.
Yep.
I couldn't see the board. I couldn't do certain things. So I actually came home. I cried, and then my dad was like, "Yeah, if you don't want to go, it's fine. Just give it up." And I was like, okay, cool. So it was like no pressure from him. So I was like, and then my other friend, the same one that told me you ain't no hero, she
Yeah.
she told me just take the load that you can. So if you have 12, if you have like 4 classes, take 3. Just take as much as you can, and that really helped. Then I went to a sociology class. I was introduced to a poem about how many times we are scared to succeed. So we're scared of our own light. And I was like, whoa, I ain't no bitch. Like, I'm out. Let me succeed. Let me hustle. So, you know what I mean? You always got that toughness in you. Like, nah, like, let me grab my balls and keep going.
Yep.
Like, I know it's tough, but keep going. And so that so that's me giving up and then going back to school. But when I got back to school, I had an audience, and then when they asked us to share something about our culture or something. Yeah, it
Mm.
was something about our culture. I was like, well, this is my culture: poetry, hip hop. This is my culture, so let me share. So once I shared that poem, then the whole class just lit up, and it's like, oh, you can't quit. You're already doing this, even when you ain't trying. It's happening. So I was just back in it. It's like that scene in The Godfather, right? Like every time I try to get out, they pull me back
Way
in.
back
So
in.
that's it.
Hey, brother, it seems like, and this is something that Sal was sharing. I think we share kind of the same background. We both grew up in tough neighborhoods. Have you ever been part of any clique or any group of troublemakers? Let's just call it a gang.
Nah, I never. I grew up around it, and I was always I. The gangsters always said, "We like you because you just do your own thing. Like you don't follow nobody. You just do your own shit. You do your own
Yeah.
thing." And what got me through was me being funny. So they always liked me. So I would literally go hang with different cliques. Like in high school, I didn't. I didn't have I went to John Marshall High School.
Hmm.
So when I got there, I didn't really know anybody. And when I got to middle school, I didn't know anybody. And so my life has always been out of my comfort zone. I hated it at that time or at that point, but now I realize what it did for me. It always made me be uncomfortable. It made me just want to chase those goals, chase those dreams. But but yeah, I did have, all the friends that were involved in gangs and all that. But
Right.
I was too smart for it. I just saw what it did, and I'm like, you just need an identity. Ha ha ha. I'm clowning them like, oh, you just ain't got no love at home. So I was just direct and
When I was in a gang, I just chose the path. I I kind of followed your path with regards to comedy because I remember when these gangsters were trying to hit me up when I was biking down the path in Huntington Beach. And this dude was just mad dogging me. He was on a bike. I was on a bike. He was mad dogging me and he was looking me up and down, doing a circle thing. And I pulled out some comedy. I straight up said, "Hey brother, are you here for the prayer meeting too?" Oh man, you should have seen his face. His face, it changed. He was like, "There's a prayer meeting here?" I was like, "Brother, we on the sidewalk. There's no prayer meeting here."
yeah, that's comedy is beautiful to disarm your opponent.
Yeah.
That's what I had a um there was a fire about 2 years ago here, so the house next door, or the apartments next door, burnt down.
Yeah.
And so no, once the fire is out, you could walk in and get stuff. So people were loitering and blah blah blah, and it was one lady who, like, my parents, well, my dad was a manager at that time, so he was like, "You can't be here. You don't, But she was just screaming, going ballistic, and then it was that little humor, that little sarcasm, because she's just yelling at me, and I'm like, you can't be here. You don't live here. You're loitering. And she's like, "I don't give a blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You call the cops." She said, "I don't give a damn." And I was like, "I know you don't give a damn. I can tell you don't give a damn. By the way you dress, I can tell you don't give a damn." And her face just like, it cracked, and she's like, I was like, "Yes, like that's why I'm gonna be a good lawyer one day. I'm gonna just flip those words and get them in there one day." But
Yeah, man.
humor, man, sarcasm.
Humor,
That
humor, sarcasm. I'm just curious because the way you are now, there had to have been somebody who inspired you, and I'm just curious, who was this amazing person that inspired you?
a lot a lot is my parents, because they're older, so they had me when they were like 43 and 47. So
Gotcha.
I'm like the last. So by the time I came around, they were separated. So by in 85 they got together. I came 86. So I came into that nice marriage.
Yep.
So the rest of the brothers and sisters, they didn't have it that nice. So by just having that mother and father with that wisdom, that's what made me just a little have an edge. So it is that factor. And also, so a lot of influence from my father. He's always been just cool, nothing bothers him. I seen him, just on the block with the gangsters, and they would show him love, or they would show him respect.
Nice.
And so it was like, how do I, not that I asked how to be that guy, but you just see it. You grow up and like, oh snap. I seen my father one time just it was somebody that was threatening somebody with grenades, so they got grenades. So I seen my pops just grab the gun and calmly put it in the back of his like pants,
Yeah.
and just chilling, just walking like it's legal, like it's normal, like he's like he's a fed, and or just a smooth gangster. And I picked that up. You're looking at it like, damn, like, so that's how I'm supposed to be, just cool, no matter what the situation is. So later on, I actually had that same thing where it was a hood party, and um, my friend, he had it was funny. He had a egg costume, like a huevo ranchero, like a,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
ranchero egg, remember, like, but he had a 9 millimeter, right? So he was like, yeah, I'm a scrambled egg. I'm a devilish egg. That's what it was. Cause he had
Oh.
but he's like, but I'm strapped. And I was just laughing. It's the contrast. It's funny. But then later we got to the party, and he was like, "Can you hold my gun? I'm gonna go get some beer." And I'm like, sure, just put it in my blazer. I was wearing a blazer. I was the Joker, and then just put it in. So I'm just walking, like, just chilling, like, smooth, you know. I didn't feel like, but I was like, damn, I could shut this shit down if I want. But like, you know,
Right.
the thoughts that go into you. But no, I was just chilling, and then he actually got into a fight going to the with some other gang members. So he just started fighting. So it was kind of he was kind of lucky that he gave me the gun, because if not, he would have just shot the other person, and you don't know where he would be now.
That's right.
And so, but then I was walking outside, and I see a whole bunch of police, and I'm just chilling, like, you know what I mean? Like, how you doing, officer? How are you? I got a 9mm with a
Right.
salad in there, just bunch of. I was fully loaded. It was just funny, but you know that calm, that you got to stay calm, and no matter what the situation is, because sometimes when you're not calm, that's when everything goes blah. Just, you know, you look nervous. You're like, yeah, they're gonna smell that fear, and um,
Love that, man. Seriously, that's that. And you know, it's crazy. Even in a situation as extreme as yours or extreme as mine, where we got gangsters, gangsters mad dogging us or whatever, or we get into a fight or you got a gun. You can apply that to every single damn thing in people's lives. People react way too easily. They're offended way too easily. People would just thicken their skin a little bit and not react. The world would be cool.
yes, yeah. I think Joe Rogan always says that, you know, I don't know where he got the quote from, but tough times make tough men, and that's just, you
Ooh,
know,
I like that.
we just and soft times create soft people, something like that. But I know I'm messing it up, but he, you know, he introduced me to that, and that's, you know, so. But it also not till I got to school, to college, and all that, that I started learning that my just because I've been through all this craziness or this hardship,
Yep.
um other people have not, and what they're going through is not, I think trivial was the word, you know. It's not, because to me what they're going through is just trivial, but to them it was like, yeah, you know, they might be,
End of the world.
yeah, but that's just what it is. They have not gone through anything, and that's what makes that tough personality, that I've gone through a lot of, you know, a lot of things. But then also, as I get into school, I start learning that, not, you know, well, my mother always told me not everybody's built the same, but as you start studying, you start learning, you know, the brain, like, really not everybody's the same, not everybody has the same neurochemicals, you know. Some people are liking this, and an example of that would be like, some soldiers can go to war and go through some craziness
Yep.
and come back, they chilling. Some others have PTSD, you know what I mean?
Right.
But my dad always, you know, he's is just that hard mentality, like, nah, like, either you strong or you not, and you got to be strong. And you know, is always just that fuck it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm blind, fuck it,
Super
keep
funny,
going.
huh?
My dad was strict but cool. He never you know, wasn't like, one time it was funny, because I went out of the country. We're Salvadoran, and I was in El Salvador, and over there cholo also means like you're buff, you're big, you're built.
Gotcha.
But somebody asked me, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And then I want to be a cholo, but I was being slick, saying I want to be buff, but also the double meaning, I want to be a gangster.
Yeah.
So one day, what, like 2 months later, I was back in the States, and my dad was buzzing. You know, he had his little drink on, and I think out of nowhere, he just threw me on the floor, and then it's like, so you want to be a gangster, huh? But he had his foot on my throat, like, so you want to be a gangster, huh? Like, and I was like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to be a gangster. but but not tough where he whipped me for no reason. Like, nah, sometimes I was like, yeah, I just, you know, he said, you know, just probably got whipped like a few times, but, you know, but depending on the child, you know,
Mm,
sometimes you might hurt them, you might not, like, emotionally. I mean,
right.
some kids you could whip their ass, and they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be like, yeah, I get it. Others are not. They're gonna be like, you know, it's gonna hurt them. It's like I forgot what it's called, the dandelion, you know, that little flower, the dandelions.
Dandelion, yeah.
So I heard those dandelions, they can survive in any environment, and then they have like the sunflower personality that needs a perfect environment to thrive. So I think we have the dandelion
Dandelion.
personality. Yep. We will survive anywhere.
Would you honor your amazing viewers as well as the people who are going to be watching and listening to this later on with some of your lyrics?
But I will. I'll put something together, some freestyle something. But
Sweet,
definitely.
man. Well, one thing I'm going to ask is this is for you listeners and for you viewers, and I want you guys to listen well because it's going to be in the raw. My man's going to say it without any kind of sugar coating. He's going to say it straight up in your face. My man, is there any message you'd like to give any of our viewers who come up with reasons for not achieving what they want to achieve in their life?
If you're coming up with reasons, you put me in that position to say it raw. If you're coming up with reasons not to succeed, then I want to say like, yeah, you a bitch. you, you a bitch. Nah, just you know what I mean. That like, nah, that's the raw version of it. You a bitch. But the educated answer is you got to be accountable. You got to hold accountability, because if you're blaming everything else or coming up with reasons, that means you're blaming everything else. That means you're not taking accountability. You're not looking at what you can do to succeed, or to get to wherever you want to get to in life. And that's it. You just got to open up your eyes and take accountability. As simple as that. Once you do that, and of course there's other influences that will guide you, like whoever you want. I'm sure anybody that's successful has those elements in their success, like discipline, like hard work, discipline, of having that passion, loving it, all that. So they keep telling you over and over how to get rich, all that stuff. Like they tell you how. It's always the same elements, the same factors. It
Right.
doesn't differ. So stop being a bitch. Grab your balls and go get it. Go get it. You only have one life. Life is short. Shit. We about to die soon. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
even if we have 100 years to live,
Still
I'm
short.
34. It's still short. Like I'm 34 now, and I'm about to be 35. So it's like, yeah, 100 years. Shit, I only have about 60. So you better
60
enjoy
plus,
it.
yeah.
60 plus, and enjoy that. Enjoy it. And I've been enjoying my life. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it so much that I gained weight, got fat, got hemorrhoids. Oh man. I went in for a colonoscopy. I told you earlier,
Yeah.
semi-colonoscopy. I don't know what it's called. And I was cracking jokes already going in there. Like they hit me with that, what's it called? The anesthesia. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm high. And all the nurses are laughing. And you just got to have that good vibe, man. Like, that's all it is. Enjoy your life. And so I'm not a virgin anymore. That's it.
And the reason we're saying that is because of this. If you're being a bitch, that means you're letting somebody or an external factor run your life. You're not really living your own life. And the most important thing that my man said, Franco said it. He said it indirectly. If you got all that passion, discipline, same all the same crap that everybody says about being successful, that's great. But the most important factor, listeners, that you need to do is this: make that damn choice. Make that choice.
Yeah.
That's it. Take the first step. That's it. And it'll snowball from there.
Quentin Tarantino, I
Okay.
think it was him. I just seen him on Rogan, and a beautiful interview. And but yeah, he's talking about just how he just always had the fuck it mentality. Like even when Harvey Weinstein, who was a big player in the game in Hollywood at that time, he was like, nah, you can't do that. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that. And that's just how it is with my music. I even earlier, there was some people trying to get me to sign something, but I always just thought like, I'm just gonna get my own, do it my own way. Yes, I collaborate, but I don't really like people to tell me how to do it. Like if I already I'm not to say that I won't take guidance, because I love guidance. I love people who can tell me like, yo, try it like this, try it like that,
Right.
but not in the sense of a business, like saying, oh, you can't say that because it's gonna hurt our sponsors. I don't give a damn about your sponsors. Like we good. I'm gonna express myself freely, and that's what we're doing here, and that's why I love what you're doing with the podcast too. You're showing them nowadays that I'm older. I no longer want to give people advice. You're just showing them. You're leading by example. So that's what you're doing. Oh, I heard Jaws. Okay, my boy got a vision problem. My boy's still doing it. He's not putting up any excuses. He's getting those people, interviewing them, and getting it done. So, hey, get it done.
Oh
That's it.
man, that's it. You want to get it done? Make that choice. If you lack in some aspect of your life, regardless if it's physical, mental, whatever it is, remember, you got two choices. You can be the dandelion or the sunflower.
What that's saying is that some people just have the dandelion personality and some
Right.
people have the sunflower. So we don't want to make you feel bad, but I you should, if you have like that sunflower personality, it is going to be a little tougher for you to thrive.
Yes.
But there is choices you can make. There is people you may see that could because we need both people in this world. There's people that succeed because of our traits. There's people that need to be softer and gentler, and they thrive in other jobs where we won't because we're too harsh or we're too hard, So we
Right.
need everybody, but the whole point is to get moving, enjoy your life, and have a beautiful life. That's what it is.
Right. And most importantly, and this is something I learned from from getting out of the gang. Number one, the guy that inspired me was, it's funny, Franco. The person who inspired me was my band teacher. He's the one who got me
Beautiful.
out of the gang. And the reason why he showed me something that we all need to show one another, regardless if you're that dandelion personality or sunflower, we need to show each other, number one, respect, and number two, kindness. That's the one thing that we all need to just show each other, kindness and respect. And I firmly believe that.
I believe that too. That's how you get through hoods. You go to a hood in New York, go to a hood in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Is just you standing up straight and showing people respect.
That's right.
Even before kindness, just respect, be respectful, and then when with kindness you'll kill them with kindness.
Yep.
That's just, it melts people sometimes, unless they don't know, if they don't know how to treat the people who are kind to them. But beautiful that you mentioned the teacher, because I know you mentioned the influences in my life, and it was those teachers, their sarcasm, their joking, so it was those teachers. So sometimes you do go to school and find these wonderful teachers that guide you. And then even now, I went to college and I met another professor who got his PhD, and he did
Nice.
his thing. So he showed me that you can be a boss, like a department chair. You could be a boss, you could be a department chair, and you could still be in Hollywood acting, because he is doing all of the above.
Dang.
And so I'm like, that's amazing. Let me do that. I could rap, I could be a lawyer, so I'm on my way to uh get my BA right now. Once I get my BA, I'm gonna start looking into law school. So
Nice.
you got to set high goals. You don't have to, but me, I love thriving. I love that lifestyle where I want to go out and ball out with my friends. Like, yeah, get those steaks, get that wine, get that bottle, and I don't
Yeah.
want to think about like, oh, I can't afford it. Like, nah, like I want to, feel like Jay-Z in there.
Well, you
But
can hook me up with some of your clothing line, brother.
I did, man. I had shirts. I had it's not even the clothing line. It's just when I have albums, and then I
Ah,
have,
okay.
I ask people to paint or just draw something, and
Yeah.
then they do, and I'm like, that looks fly. Then I just put it up on a shirt or a sweater, and that's it, man. Like,
Sweet.
you just got to get it in, however. And now I'm loving it, man. I have new music coming out. I'm working on a video called Veneno, and I got people from Nigeria working on it, like some girls from Nigeria. Nigeria has been wonderful because they've been showing me love. They've been sending me poems to my podcast. So if there's any poets out there, or if you want to do a poem, and a poem you've written, or a
Right.
poem that of anybody else's, you just spit it on the video, send it to me, and I'll put it up on my channel. It's called The Creative Corner, and definitely.
That's
I'm
dope, brother. Hey, my man, this has been, there's only one word. This has been ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Redonkulous.
And if your listeners, as well as my listeners, and just anybody who lands on our channel here, if you don't find it ridiculous, you probably didn't listen to the end. Now, I'm going to keep a promise to you guys. My man is actually going to be spitting something. He's going to give us a little bit, a taste of his amazing creativity and why I call him the lyricist.
The lyricist. I kind of want to put on some. You think I should do it raw or put on a beat or?
Hey, brother, put on a beat, my man. I know you
put
can
on a
do
beat.
it.
All right, let's try. Can you? All right, check, 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 check. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yo, local heroes. Shout out New York, go out. Try local hero. Yo, never been a zero. Always +1, at one. Had some. Yo, had none's damn. Guvie getting all up in there. Everybody looking at me like I'm the new one, the rare one. It's alright, I dare one touch me. Try me. Shorties wanna try me. It's alright. They wanna buy me. Nice things, nice rings. Fly out. Ha. Yes. Dame otro trago. Shots a lo bravo. Locas a mi lado. Bien acomodado. Todo acomodado. Being enamorado with an island girl. Get a little closer, shake that girl. Make me wanna get it on the dance floor. Baby solo baila, oh my God. Qué dulzura, qué cultura. Se me pone dura la situación. Baby ponte lo que es tu canción. Fumando un poco de hierba. Ando alto como avión. Yeah, give it up. Just another shot. Yeah, we here. Everybody know we here. Turn it up. Yes, we here. Turn it up. Yes, we here. I don't care what you hear as long as you hear me going down through your speakers. Gubby over here, yeah, do it nice. High from the bleachers. Yes, but I'm all up in the game. Everybody know me. Yes, I run with the dames. Yes, I got the flames. Yes, I got the aim. Yes, put money up on my name. Put that money up on my name. Hey, put that money up on my name. Shorty wanna dance, so her get a nice diamond on the label. Never will I sign to a label. I'm my own man. On my own land. Yeah, on my own property. I do it properly. Came up in a poverty, but now I'm getting money properly. Hey, yes, throw it up. Yes, throw it up. Champagne popping, we ain't stopping. Champagne popping, we ain't stopping. Shout out my boy Ricky. Shout out my boy Ricky. Shout out my boy Ricky. Hey, doing your thing. Yeah, shout out Ricky. Yeah, we came up with my boy Ricky. Now the girls want to give us quickies. Hey, used to be gang banging with the dickies. Now I get that licky. So they get speedy. But I come through and smoke that weedy with my weedies. Yes, I'm in the league, G. I take a leap, G. We took a leap. Take that leap. That's it.
Oh, damn, bro. Hey, and that was straight up raw.
That was raw. It was a little written, a little raw. Just freestyle. Just let it flow. Yeah, that came out cool.
That was real cool, brother. I just want to say to my man Franco, thank you for being on this show. And if he didn't inspire you with his message, number one, that's crazy. If he didn't inspire you with his flow, then you just crazy. With that said, I just want to say thank you again, Franco, for being on Hanging with Local Heroes. For those of you that have something special to say to Franco, go ahead and message me in the comment section, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure he gets all of that. Otherwise, Franco, I'll see you on the next video, my friend.
Peace. Much love. Bam.